I'll tell you what my opinion on the ordinance is. My opinion on the ordinance is that it's complete nonsense, complete nonsense, complete nonsense. And that it should be torn up and thrown out, torn up and thrown out. That's my opinion, my personal opinion on the ordinance. I'll tell you what my opinion on the ordinance is. My opinion on the ordinance is that it's complete nonsense and that it should be torn up and thrown out. That's my opinion, my personal opinion on the ordinance.
Viewers, this was 2013. Rahul Gandhi stormed into a press conference and dramatically declared, like you just heard, that the ordinance to save convicted netas was complete nonsense. He said it should be torn up and thrown away. Rahul Gandhi positioned himself as the champion of clean politics. He claimed to stand up against corruption and for the people. That was his famous stunt to project himself as a reformer. Now, let's fast forward to today. We are in 2026, 13 years later, and Prime Minister Narendra Modi has done something no leader in independent India has ever done. Through the 130th Constitutional Amendment Bill, which is now before the Joint Parliamentary Committee, Prime Minister Modi has placed his own office under the same scrutiny. If any Chief Minister or the Prime Minister is sent to custody for 30 days or more, they must vacate the office immediately. This is Modi walking the talk on Sabka Hisab. You've heard that often, Sabka Hisab. This is one law, one standard. Narendra Modi has not given immunity to his own office, to himself. Accountability starts from the top, from the summit, from his own office, from the highest seat of power, viewers. He is saying loud and clear that if you want to lead the people, you must first respect the law. He is not asking others to do something he is not ready to do himself. And I have no hesitation in calling this independent India's boldest reform. It aims to stop netas from ruling from jail. No more, hiding behind power while facing serious charges. That is at the heart of this bill. But look at the opposition. They claim to be the saviors of democracy, yet they are up in arms against this bill. They are fearing misuse. They say it will target non-BJP governments. Viewers, the simple question is this. If you are clean, if your hands are pure, so to say, why are you so scared? What are you afraid of? Why fear a law that makes everyone equal before the law? Why fear a system that prevents criminals from controlling governments from behind bars? Rahul Gandhi, who Congress projects as the, shadow prime minister, is now on the biggest test of his political life. He once tore into an ordinance in the name of, clean politics. He sold us that dream. He promised to fight for transparency. Today, as he aspires to sit in the very office held by Narendra Modi, will Rahul Gandhi back this bill? Will he support a law that brings accountability to the Prime Minister's chair itself? Or will he oppose it like the rest, forgetting his 2013 declaration? Viewers, the choice is clear for Rahul Gandhi. Will he walk the talk he made years ago, or will he reveal that his stunt was just politics and nothing more? All of us want accountability. Voters want accountability from everyone. Narendra Modi has shown the way by putting himself first, right up there. Now it is time for the others to decide where they stand, on the side of clean governance or simply on the side of fear and excuses and deflection. Sample the reaction.
भारतीय जनता पार्टी को समझना चाहिए, आज वो सत्ता में है, कल वो विपक्ष में भी रहे, तो कहीं यही बिल उनके खिलाफ इस्तेमाल ना हो जाए।
विपक्ष की राजनीति को यह परेशान करने के लिए विपक्ष के जो कुछ बचे कुचे मुख्यमंत्री हैं, मंत्री हैं, उन्हें और प्रताड़ित करने के लिए, विपक्षी पार्टियों को तोड़ने के लिए क्या इस तरह का कानून लाया गया है?
आने दीजिए मजबून, फिर बात होगी, क्योंकि इनके हर इस प्रकार के बिल के पीछे कोई ना कोई मंशा होती है, कोई ना कोई टारगेट पहले से फिक्स होता है।
अभी तो इसमें चर्चा चल रहा है, कानून का ड्राफ्ट कॉपी हमें भेजा नहीं, और अभी तक कब लोकसभा अधिवेशन होगा वो भी हमें पता नहीं।
Let's open this up. Shehzad Poonawala, the national spokesperson of the Bharatiya Janata Party. IP Singh ji, national spokesperson of the Samajwadi Party. Dr. Piyush Joshi, spokesperson of the Aam Aadmi Party. Shyam Prasad Meka, leader of the Congress Party. Professor Manojit Mondal. Neerja Chaudhary ji needs no introduction. And Karan Verma completes this panel. Mr. Meka, do you remember what Rahul Gandhi had said in 2013 when he was asked about this ordinance? Now, if you excuse his insubordination, that he was not even a part of the cabinet for him to do this stunt, let's park that aside for a moment. But here was someone who, promised clean, transparent politics. He was against tainted netas. Why is the Congress opposing this bill?
Okay, so Pranesh, first of all, you are not putting this up for a discussion. You have taken a stand and you started calling Rahul Gandhi's actions way back in 2000, before 2014 as a stunt. And now you see, this is not fair. Okay, now let's come to the topic. Okay, I forgive you for
No,
that.
don't forgive me, sir. You must expose me. No, 1 minute. You must expose me by saying that Congress will back this. Rahul will walk the talk. Rahul meant every word that he said. Do not forgive me, please. आप मुझे फिर माफी भी बोलेंगे. आप मुझे expose कीजिए. I want you, Mr. Meka, to expose me. Just say that Congress party will back this bill. Expose me. Come on.
You are exposed in front of the viewers already, so don't worry about it. Okay, so it's not about you and me. It's about the country, right? So the bill, we haven't seen the bill yet. We will decide in the due course of time what will happen. But all the intent of the bill and the way the institutions are working, it's very clear. We are going to put a dissent note from the committee.
Mr. Meka, 1 minute. Mr. Meka, 1 minute, 1 minute. You are saying you've not seen the bill. The bill was introduced, then sent to the JPC. The JPC is, according to reports, ready with a report, and come this session of Parliament, it might be taken up. But just tell me in principle, when Rahul Gandhi says that he wants this ordinance to be torn up, thrown away, etc., at least in principle, the Congress must support this bill. Here you have the Prime Minister placing himself under scrutiny.
This is the real stunt that is being pulled off by the Prime Minister and the ruling regime. This is the stunt, not what Rahul Gandhi did.
Are you done, sir? Okay. नहीं अभी रुक जाइए आप अभी ऐसे डोंट बुलडोज डेमोक्रेसी. आईपी सिंह जी, आपको तो याद होगा सर 2013 राहुल गांधी का स्पीच. आप उस समय कौन से पार्टी में थे?
बीजेपी.
आप कुछ ऐसे अटपटे, ये तो शहजाद पूनावाले से पूछिए. वो बेहतर बताएंगे.
आप थे
कि 2013 में वो किस दल में थे.
हम तो सुमार्ग पे आए, आप क्यों सुमार्ग से हटे?
देखिए अभी बिल को इंट्रोड्यूस होने दीजिए
सर. बिल तो इंट्रोड्यूस होकर जेपीसी में चला गया ना.
रिपोर्ट क्या कहती है? नहीं, ठीक बात है. मैं अभी तो कानून तो बना नहीं, कानून बनाने की ही तो प्रक्रिया की बात हो रही है. लेकिन पी चिदम्बरम का याद है कि ईडी में जो रिफॉर्म्स किए सीबीआई में, उसी कानून के तहत तो उन्हें जेल जाना पड़ा. तो बीजेपी जो ये सब जो रिफॉर्म्स करना चाहती है, जो कानून बनाना चाहती है, आगे चल के उनके मंत्री, उनके मुख्यमंत्री और जितने महाभ्रष्ट हैं, ये सब के सब जेल जाने वाले हैं. इन सबको इस्तीफा देना पड़ेगा. सवाल यह है कि आपको झारखंड में तो सफलता नहीं मिली, लेकिन दिल्ली में श्री अरविंद केजरीवाल की सरकार को बदनाम करके.
झारखंड में कैसे सफलता नहीं मिली सर? हेमंत सोरेन ने तो खुद ही रिजाइन कर दिया था.
जस्टिस था.
हेमंत सोरेन ने तो खुद रिजाइन कर दिया था, लेकिन कुछ नेता चला रहे थे जेल से. आप जो कह रहे हैं कि बीजेपी के नेताओं को जेल हो जाएगी, आप जेल करवा दीजिए उनको अगर गलत है तो ये साइन करना चाहिए सर. इस बिल को बैक करना चाहिए.
भाई आज माननीय सुप्रीम कोर्ट के सम्मानित जज ने क्या कहा आज पूरी, उन्होंने कहा कि भाई ये देश में तो आपातकाल जैसी स्थिति है, अब तो हम नारे नहीं लगा सकते। आईपी सिंह के एक ट्वीट पर 7 एफआईआर हो चुके हैं, अभी 2 महीने पहले एफआईआर हुआ, रोज पुलिस पूछताछ करती है। अगर आप पेशी पर मत जाइए,
आईपी सिंह जी, एक मिनट, 2 सवाल है मेरे, 1 मिनट। ये जो आप कह रहे हैं आपातकाल जैसी स्थिति, ये कौन से जज ने बोला, ये क्या है, ये पढ़ दीजिए सर, कौन से जज ने कहा। और मुझे ये बताइए, अगर आप कांग्रेस के लिए ट्वीट करते हैं, अगर आप राहुल गांधी के लिए कुछ कहते हैं और अगर आप पे दबाव बनता है कि डिलीट कीजिए, तो इसमें बीजेपी की जिम्मेदारी कैसे है?
देखिए भाई, कुछ चीजें राहुल जी की मुझे नहीं पसंद है, तो मैं उसका विरोध करता हूं।
सर, तो अगर आप पे दबाव बनता है वो ट्वीट डिलीट करने का, तो इसमें बीजेपी और आपातकाल कहां से आ गया? ये कौन दबाव बना रहा है? बीजेपी कह रही है कि ट्वीट डिलीट कीजिए आप।
नहीं है, हम न राहुल गांधी के बधुआ मजदूर हैं। कांग्रेस उनके लिए प्रोटेस्ट करेगी, कांग्रेस उनके लिए फाइट करेगी।
अरे वो सब ठीक है सर, आप मुझे बोलिए कि इस बिल में क्या प्रॉब्लम है? अगर चीफ मिनिस्टर और पीएम सब पे एक ही कानून अप्लाई होना चाहिए होगा, तो क्या प्रॉब्लम है? क्यों विरोध कर रहे हैं आप लोग?
सवाल ये है कि
सवाल यही है सर, ये सवाल आप
जो आपने किया वो देश
नहीं, सवाल वो नहीं है, सवाल वही है जो मैं पूछ रहा हूं। आप सवाल अपना नहीं डिसाइड करेंगे। नहीं, 1 मिनट आईपी सिंह जी, रुक जाइए 1 मिनट। Who else do we have on the panel? Yeah, Dr. Joshi, you must come in.
Please. So, thank you very much, Pranesh, for having me on this debate, because we have literally been at the forefront of the authoritarianism of this government. And what was the decision which was done in favor, what was the decision that was given by the CBI's Rouse Avenue Court? The decision was कि इतने भी सबूत नहीं है कि प्राइमा फेसी केस चलाया जा सके। प्रॉब्लम यह है कोई मेडिसिन इफेक्टिव होती है कि नहीं होती है, प्रणेश, उसको कैसे डिटरमिन करते हैं? पता है, उसका प्रोसेस है रैंडमाइज कंट्रोल ट्रायल। तो वेदर ये मेडिसिन इफेक्टिव है कि नहीं है, इसका सीधा सीधा देख लीजिए ना। हाउ मेनी बीजेपी चीफ मिनिस्टर्स हैव बीन इम्प्रिजन्ड एंड आफ्टर बीइंग रेटेड बाय ईडी, एनफोर्समेंट डायरेक्टरेट? What has happened to Hemanta Biswa Sarma? What has happened to Suvendu Adhikari? What has happened to Digambar Kamath? They have all been accommodated inside the BJP. So it is very well known, and it is very clear to the people who are watching this show and otherwise as well, that against whom this provision is going to be used. It is of course going to be used against the opposition chief ministers to destabilize their government. And by the time the decisions come 2 years, 3 years down the line, you started by saying, Pranesh,
no, Dr. Joshi, I must really, I have to say that I admire your confidence. You have conceded on national television that opposition parties will remain in opposition forever. Tables can turn, sir. You will be in power. Why not back the bill?
Respect. No, because we don't want to bulldoze democracy. We don't want authoritarianism to rule this country. We want proper
authoritarianism. Which kind of a dictator will subject himself to this political scrutiny?
Hold on. Just give me 30 more seconds and I'll answer. What I have to say here. Do you know how many Misa Bandis were prosecuted and how many Misa Bandis were illegally detained during the emergency period? Because it is Prime Minister has never been put behind bars even for one single day during emergency, and he realized when the people of this country gave him 240 seats, because he knew कि भाई अब इस तरीके से तो सरकार नहीं बन सकती, 300 पार का नारा देने से सरकार नहीं बन सकती, तो दूसरे दलों के जो भ्रष्ट नेता है उनको तोड़ लो, दूसरे दलों को आधे दलों को तोड़ लो, इधर से ले आओ, उधर से ले आओ।
Okay, the takeaway is you are exposing Congress's authoritarian ways. Misa Bandi का जो आपने example दिया, Mr. Mehta, that was for you. Now, before I get in Shehzad Poonawala, I want to bring in Neerja Chaudhary ji. Ma'am, I just started the program by playing out what Rahul Gandhi had said in 2013 about the ordinance. Why should the Congress in principle not back this bill?
Look, that's for the Congress to decide. And on an important, very, very significant, important bill that's going to affect the fortunes of prime ministers in the future, chief ministers of state. Why are you making Rahul Gandhi and what he did, a very foolish thing he did, which could have got Manmohan Singh the prime minister to resign. He didn't, but that apart. Why make him the yardstick of our discussion? I mean, I don't understand this.
He is the
If you
shadow
ask
prime
my
minister,
view
ma'am. You're calling
personally,
Rahul Gandhi's act foolish. I mean, I can't believe it. The Congress is projecting him as the shadow prime minister. What was foolish? I said that, you know, excuse his insubordination in discipline. But here was a man who at least pretended to, you know, to back clean politics.
That may be, but you don't tear up your government's ordinance and throw it in the dustbin in public view. Anyway, we are not discussing that. We are discussing this 130th Constitution Amendment. I would, if you want my opinion, I would worry about, desirable though this is for more accountability, I would worry about it on several counts. Not just because it undoes the mandate of a parliament or legislature, state legislative assembly, which decides who will be the chief minister or prime minister. Hypothetically speaking, I would worry about it. Why? So you are giving enormous powers to an investigating officer to decide that, you know, he or she wants the person for interrogation. It could be the charge sheet, have the safeguard of a charge sheet or conviction. Or you have an investigating officer who becomes a tool of a foreign power, and you dethrone your prime minister as a result.
Ma'am, look at the irony. The UPA government had no problems even with convicted politicians. Rahul Gandhi took a different stand. But here we are discussing this.
Pranesh, may I please request you to allow me to finish the point I'm making? I would also worry about it on the grounds that in the recent past, you know, since our agencies have been misused and the opposition feels this very strongly, and we must take their opinion into account. We are still a parliamentary democracy. The bill has gone to the JPC for good reason, and they feel this has been misused against them. And the chances of misuse, whoever be in power, today it's the BJP, tomorrow it may be the Congress or somebody else. The chances of misuse against them are enormous.
Okay.
So I would worry on all those counts.
Okay, but it's interesting that you've delinked mandate with morality. In any case, people don't vote for the chief minister directly. They vote for a party. The party then picks the chief minister or the prime minister. And if it is morally untenable for that person to continue, then why push for that person to remain in office? Shehzad, respond to what you've heard from, the panelists so far.
So
Intent is a problem.
Let me place my argument on three principles: equality, morality, and practicality. First, on equality. If you were to go to jail, Pranesh, will times now allow you to continue for even one day? No.
Not at all.
No common person, if he goes to jail even for one day, his job will keep him. But politicians as a class should get different treatment. So if there is a CM or a PM, he goes to jail for 30 days. And who has kept him there? Chalo, investigating agency may send him to jail. 30 days, investigating agency can't keep him there. Only court can keep him there. So court will see, is there is cause, then 30 days he will be there, otherwise he'll be released. But CM and PM or these ministers should get special treatment. And ironically, who's backing this idea? Aam Aadmi Party. They want khas privilege for the PM and CM. Now look at the difference between Modi and Indira. Indira once put a provision that PM should be above question, above judicial review. Here you have a Narendra Modi who says, "Pehle mera naam dalo, pehle mera post dalo. मैं 30 दिन जेल जाऊंगा तो मैं भी पद मुक्त हो जाऊंगा ऑटोमेटिकली, कोई करेगा नहीं ऑटोमेटिकली, और सीएम भी होंगे या मिनिस्टर भी होंगे." Now let's come to the standard of morality. Ambedkar ji and others, everyone have said that those who are running the constitutional system, the dependence of the goodness or the badness of constitution depends upon that person. There was once upon a time a new party which had come to town. Allegation laga nahi to aap istifa de do. And they used to say Caesar's wife should be above in question. Although I don't believe Caesar's wife should be alone in the question doc, even Caesar should be. But they used to say, आरोप लगा नहीं तो हमारे आरोप पे इस्तीफा दो. And then they came to power. And then for 30 days, 1 month, 2 months in jail, no relief from court. They were running the system from jail. Even Laluji did not show such kind of shamelessness. Now last practicality. Let's assume we don't have the system. Mr. Karan Verma is CM and he has gone to jail for 30 days. Karan Verma will have cabinet meeting there. Or Karan Verma will call cabinet papers in the jail. And then the police wala will see, oh, this is the cabinet note. Because police wala has to see everything. So Karan Verma's cabinet meeting, sorry Karan for the example, will be first seen by the police wala. So what happens to OSA? So therefore, from practicality, morality and equality, all standpoints. Now nobody is bulldozing this, it's in the JPC. Let the JPC come out. But there is sufficient reason, because Nirja ji's concern is right, that some powers can influence, etc. But Nirja ji, the courts will decide that, and we always believe that the judiciary will be free and fair. Even at the time of Indira ji, it was able to send Indira Gandhi to jail.
No, but the opposition suspects that, you know, agencies will be misused to harass opposition.
Agency and court are two different. Let's not blanket court with agency. I agree. चलो agency पूरी बुरी, ठीक है? Agency क्या करेगी वो court तय करती है ना ultimately. Agency has to place before court unless you are thinking that agency अपने मन से डाल देती है.
एक एजेंसी ने 14 दिन की कस्टडी ले ली, दूसरे ने 14 एक तीसरी एजेंसी ने और मिसयूज करके उसको.
At least from you I don't expect this.
No, but I am just saying this is what they will say.
They can say anything. They even say that भाई Rahul Gandhi will be PM. वो तो बोलने के लिए कुछ भी बोल सकते हैं. सुनिए ना, एजेंसी कस्टडी मांगती है, देती कौन है? कस्टडी देती कौन?
कोर्ट देती है.
तो सवाल ही खत्म है. कोर्ट की इंडिपेंडेंस पे सवाल है तो फिर बताओ.
कोर्ट के इंडिपेंडेंस पे तो चिट्ठी लिख के इन्होंने कहा है दैट वी रिस्पेक्ट
कोर्ट पे भरोसा नहीं तो किस पे करे? शरिया कोर्ट पे भरोसा करे, जनपद पे भरोसा करे, किस पे भरोसा?
ओके, प्रोफेसर मंडल.
Yes. Oh, fantastic. But I would support Mr. Modi. First, he practices it what he is preaching. पहले ये जो एमएलए को आपने दल में ले लिया, उनमें आधा के खिलाफ क्रिमिनल केसेस है और 2-3 जेल भी गया था. फिराद हकीम को आपने जेल में डाला 5 साल पहले. फिराद हकीम को आपने गोद में ले लिया. काकली घोष दस्तीदार पैसा लिया था, सीबीआई केसेस चल रही है, घूस लिया था ऑन कैमरा, आपने गोद में ले लिया. प्रसून बनर्जी एमपी, वो भी पैसा लिया था, आपने दिखाया था, गोद में ले लिया.
वो मेटाफर
ये दिस इज योर मोरालिटी इन पॉलिटिक्स. और मैंने तो एंड सम्राट चौधरी बिहार चीफ मिनिस्टर, स्टार्ट विथ हिम ओनली. He was in jail for 9 months.
No, Professor Mondal, 1 minute, sir, 1 minute. What is the problem with the, objective of the bill? Do you in principle have any problem? Should the PM and all the CMs not be under scrutiny?
I support the bill, but practice what you are going to preach.
Sir, so you should have kept it short if you support the bill. Karan?
Pranesh, I don't understand who can possibly not support this bill. I mean, ये रोज एक ट्रैप बिछाते हैं और पूरा ऑपोजिशन धड़ धड़ अंदर आके गिर जाता है उसके अंदर. इसमें what is the wording? Let me just read out. Removal of minister accused of offence punishable with 5 or more years, detained for 30 consecutive days. आप मुझे बताओ, सबसे पहले एक मिनिस्टर पे, let's take this practically, एक मिनिस्टर पे एक grave charge आता है where he can possibly be punished up to 5 years or more. Now this itself honestly warrants a resignation, because you would not want someone to influence the investigation, influence the witnesses. Then you get a custody from court, and they have privilege to get the top lawyers asking for a bail. And Mr. Piyush, Dr. Piyush ji, here he said कि हम इसके सबसे बड़े एग्जाम्पल हैं. बिल्कुल आप सबसे बड़े एग्जाम्पल हैं कि ऐसे कानून की बहुत जरूरत है. Because Arvind Kejriwal, किसी ने सोचा नहीं था, the framers of the constitution would have not fathomed कि ऐसा भी हो सकता है कि एक मुख्यमंत्री अपने पद पे बना रहे महीनों तक. शहजाद जी एग्जाम्पल दे रहे थे, वैसे मैं इनको बता दूं, एज पर प्रेजेंट मैनुअल इतनी मीटिंग्स भी नहीं कर सकते, उस पर भी लिमिटेशन है, मीटिंग्स तक नहीं ले सकते. होल दिल्ली वाज इन शैम्बल्स व्हाइल केजरीवाल क्लंग ऑन टू हिज पोस्ट. एंड लेट मी ऑल्सो फर्दर टेल यू, केजरीवाल अगर रुके थे उस समय दिल्ली हाईकोर्ट की क्या क्या वर्डिंग्स आ रही थी, उनकी बेल रिजेक्ट क्या हुई थी? ग्रेव मिसयूज ऑफ पावर, ब्रीच ऑफ ट्रस्ट, सीरियस चार्जेस. इनफैक्ट इवन मनीष सिसोदिया, व्हाट डिड द सुप्रीम कोर्ट से ऑन 30th October 2023? There is a money trail of 338 crores. So it was coming from the courts. अगर पीयूष जी का कोई ग्रज है, वो कोर्ट से ग्रज है. इनको बेल वहां से डिनाई हो रही थी, कहीं और से नहीं हो रही थी. तो ये तो एक फुल प्रूफ है, ये तो बट ऑब्वियस होना चाहिए. नो मिनिस्टर शुड एवर बी अलाउड टू कंटिन्यू इन देयर पोजीशन इफ सच ग्रेव चार्जेस आर अगेंस्ट देम.
Now, before I get Dr. Joshi to respond to what you have said and what Shehzad just said, Mr. Meka, when Arvind Kejriwal was facing charges, The Congress party wanted him to resign. The bill says the same thing. You should back the bill, sir.
Yeah, see, we want propriety in the political life. That's what we are asking. So what happens to the sports minister? What happened to the minister whose son has mowed down the farmers? Did they resign? That's the accountability,
so sign the bill.
Irrespective of the bill.
Mr. Mehta, right? Which is why I am saying sign the bill and then question the applicability or the neutrality, etc., etc. But the first step is to back the bill. When the Congress party wanted Mr. Kejriwal to resign and Mr. Kejriwal wanted entire world to resign, why are both of these parties not backing the bill?
See, why is Dharmendra Pradhan not resigning yet? See, we need propriety in the public life and some highest standards of morality.
Sir, Mr. Mehta, if you just read the bill, you would not be asking these questions. Karan just read the bill. I think he has to reread the bill.
इनका मतलब नहीं समझे आप. इनका intention है जहां पर भी we'll ever get to form a government, we will appoint such ministers and we should have the complete unfettered power to have ministers who are facing these charges. वो जेल आते जाते रहेंगे भाई, रिजाइन थोड़ी करने की होती है.
Facing charges पे नहीं, the bill says 30 days custody.
30 days custody तो custody देंगे, 30 days वहां से करते रहेंगे काम.
I think that
this is their intention.
I think it is great disservice to a topic as important as this when the opposition is not being serious. At least Nirja ji, she has flagged a certain serious concern out of her experience, which I have full respect for, because she is saying that what if it is misused or manipulated. And I have tried to address that by saying that we are going to go by the judicial pronouncement, not by executive pronouncement. If there are any more safeguards to be built in, yes, but at least on this topic, all of us should be on one view that the minister and the CM or the PM can't be a separate species of political animals, and the Aam Aadmi has a different set of rules and the politician has different. There at least we should be one month. Ek mat hona chahiye.
The Aam Aadmi party is on test, Dr.
No,
Joshi.
no, now you name them as Khas Aadmi.
Aam Aadmi party has passed the test of the law because the judge has dismissed. Just forget about charging the leaders of Aam Aadmi Party. He has dismissed. Not even, who's going to return those 6 months of Kejriwal and Sanjay Singh? Who's going to return 2 years of Manish Sisodia? Who's going to return the efficiency of 5 years of Satyendra Jain, as a health minister? What are you talking about? And Shahzad just mentioned about equality.
Dr. Joshi, we've settled this. The courts decide custody.
Exactly.
Shahzad mentioned about equality, morality and practicality. What equality is he talking about? How many BJP chief ministers? We debated on your channel about Mohan Yadav. What inquiry has been initiated against Mohan Yadav? What are you talking about, bro? Simple सी बात है प्रणेश, मैं आपको सीधे बोलता हूँ, इनके पाँव के नीचे जमीन नहीं है, इनकी पॉपुलैरिटी गिर रही है.
इनके पाँव के नीचे जमीन नहीं है, सिंपल सी बात है डॉक्टर जोशी. अब मेरे एक सवाल का आप जवाब दे दीजिए. If what you are saying and if you really believe in this, then why was Mr. Kejriwal wanting everyone to resign? Why?
On allegation.
Sir,
on just allegations.
Talking about just let me quickly come to the point of this so-called goodness and efficiency
Sir,
of the bill.
भी तो बोल दीजिए. This is the main point about your supreme leader.
सर दोनों चीजों के ऊपर जवाब ले लेता हूं, आप बस बीच में इंटरप्ट मत करना.
Why are you putting Mr. Kejriwal in at the end? He should take priority.
आप सुन लीजिए 30 सेकंड, आपको दोनों का जवाब मिल जाएगा. ठीक है, जब ये पीएमएल एक्ट पास हुआ, हमने 10 बार इस चीज के ऊपर डिबेट की है कि अंडर द प्रोविजंस ऑफ पीएमएल एक्ट इट प्रैक्टिकली बिकम्स इम्पॉसिबल फॉर समवन टू गेट बेल इफ द चार्जेस आर levied against them and if a so called imaginary money trail has been found. Where are those 838 crores against Kejriwal? And as far as this bills is concerned, whether it is good, bad or ugly, the main thing is nobody is questioning the efficiency of the elders' wand, whether it is in the hand of Dumbledore or whether it is in the hands of Voldemort. That's the main thing. If Voldemort is wielding the
okay, Dr. Joshi, now answer the question on Mr. Kejriwal also.
Can I answer that?
No, let him answer.
पीएमएल एक्ट के अंदर जिस तरीके से इन्होंने ऑर्डिनेंसेस लाए.
Sir, I am asking you about your supreme leader. Why was Mr. Kejriwal wanting resignations from everyone on mere allegation? Why?
एलिगेशन की बात तब थी जब राजनीति में प्रोप्राइटी की बातें होती थी। अब आज की तारीख में नरेंद्र मोदी जब प्रधानमंत्री बने, धर्मेंद्र प्रधान ने दो महीने तक लाखों छात्रों के
शहजाद पूनावाला, प्रोप्राइटी खत्म हो गई है 2014 के बाद।
गोइंग टू मेक अ वेरी बिग डिस्क्लोजर। आपको पता है पीयूष जोशी अपने घर में फ्रूट नहीं खाते, पता है क्यों? क्योंकि उनको नाइफ से प्रॉब्लम है, क्योंकि उनको लगता है नाइफ से मर्डर हो सकता है, तो अब नाइफ को ही बैन कर दो। अरे भाई, यू आर राइट, सम पीपल may use a knife for cutting a fruit, some people may use a knife to murder. The question is not to ban the knife or to not have the knife, it is to regulate it. Give your suggestion, put safeguards. But here he is saying कि knife ही नहीं होना चाहिए क्योंकि वो knife से किसी का कत्ल हो सकता है. This is the equivalent of what he's saying. We are saying let there be a system where the minister or the prime minister or the chief minister, and even if it is Modi ji, anybody, no special rule for anybody. This is commitment of BJP, and these people came to power saying लोकपाल आएंगे. चलिए छोड़िए सब, पंजाब में लोकपाल किधर है? Where is the लोकपाल पंजाब में? वहां पे तो गवर्नर का भी इशू नहीं है. कहां है लोकपाल? इनकी कमिटमेंट ही नहीं है. एक ही आदमी कमिटेड है, नरेंद्र मोदी, जो चाहते हैं जीरो हो करप्शन. ये बाकी सब करप्ट है, इसीलिए डर रहे हैं.
नीरजा जी, मैम, पॉलिटिक्स इज अबाउट परसेप्शन, अबाउट प्रिंसिपल. When I, went around the panel, I mean, you are not from a political party, but you took a principle stand. You had a few reservations and you articulated them. You heard what Shehzad had to say, that we can, always tweak it, discuss it, debate it. That's how things work. But look at those people who were wanting propriety. And now, when there is a bill that is all about propriety, transparency, they have a problem.
I think, Shehzad का जो point था judiciary के बारे में, that people will go to custody vis-a-vis the judiciary and not the investigating officer, it's a point. And he talked about, unless you have problems about the independence of the judiciary. Well, I have lived through the emergency, and you had courageous judges, some, but you also had judges who caved in a very poor way. That's a reality. So independence of the judiciary can be there, may not be there. So in our system, we need to build as many safeguards as possible, because we are not talking about any individual. We are talking about CMs, PM elected by the people of India. So while we want accountability, and that is a must, I would say we need to also look. It's a long haul. Look at police reforms again.
I have a problem here. I have high regards for you. You know that. But when you say people elect the prime minister, the chief minister, and which is why they should not be touched. Now, by this argument, logic, whatever you want to call it, then you have complete immunity. Whatever charges they may face, let them continue in office. So, Indira Gandhi, despite her tainted past, emergency, etc., was absolutely fine. Unko rehne dijiye. Let's celebrate that legacy.
No. You've got me absolutely wrong. I'm not saying let them be. All I'm saying, for flimsy reasons, for reasons of agendas, for reasons of pressures of different kind, political agendas, you cannot subject your elected people to say 30 days mein.
And plus, if the case is flimsy, the courts will throw it out. And why create this wall between the elected representatives and the Aam Aadmi? Tomorrow, if there's a case against Nirja Chaudhary, the publication that you work for, 1 minute, why are we, democracy is so much about equality. Why create that wall? Elected and, the
subjects. But one line, Nirja ji, with your permission, just 20 seconds. Nirja ji is saying that contemplate a situation where the independence of the judiciary is compromised, and 30 दिन के लिए उसने गलत तरीके से PM को या minister को या CM को जेल भेज दिया. It can be a situation. I take it on board. Nirja ji, I have tremendous respect. But Nirja ji, by that same logic, then why even have कि you lose the membership on conviction? Conviction भी तो judge wrongly कर सकता है ना. Integrity compromise होना है, तो he can be compromised integrity wise to convict a MP. And then the MP gets convicted, he loses the seat. Nirja ji, just 20 seconds more. 20 seconds more. Ma'am, just 20 seconds more. This does not stop. Therefore, what we have done as a constitutional democracy collectively, we said judiciary will be the custodian of our constitution. If there is problem with judiciary, let's have more safeguards. Maybe there can be 7 judges, 5 judges, etc. All judges will not be corrupt. No? So we have to have that system. Let's have a safeguard, no problem. But we can't throw baby out with bathwater. We can't throw the knife out.
No. And Pranesh, one more thing. Nobody is losing their MP or MLA status here. It's not goodbye to someone's political career either. Why should there be such a crazy scramble for sticking to a position when such serious allegations are your way? And you can come out clean and take back that position. You can always do that. So why play with the future of the country when you have a minister who's facing such serious charges and the courts are also pronouncing the same? Because a minister will immediately have access to the best of lawyers, presented before the courts. It will be presented there as a matter of urgent hearing. If after that, in the wisdom of the courts, this person or he or she should be in custody, then of course it's not safe that such a man should continue to be the minister.
Let me read out what Mr. Kejriwal had said. This is from 2012-2013. Oily Moily should resign. This is November 21, 2012, Arvind Kejriwal. He is talking about Virappa Moily. Then he says, shouldn't the finance minister resign March 14, 2013? Then there's a tweet, May 6, 2013, if Chiddu, referring to Chidambaram, does not know about it, shouldn't he resign for being completely ineffective? Someone is ineffective, inefficient, resign. Dr. Joshi, 13 years में राहुल गांधी का तो U-turn है ही, आप लोगों का भी है.
That is the main thing. You create such kind of roadblocks, by removing the whole of the top. When I'm talking about my own party, it's very, very clear. The whole of the top leadership of my party was put behind bars on what charges? Those charges did not even exist. The court pronounced in our favor.
The court put your leaders behind bar. The courts freed them. And the courts were not invented when Narendra Modi became the Prime Minister. The courts have existed, Dr. Joshi. And when and you're concerned about your leadership, Chidambaram was a top leader of the Congress party, still is. Virappa Moily was a veteran. You wanted them to resign on flimsy charges, on allegations, on charge of them being ineffective. Now you can't take a position. Nirja ji.
Yeah, I want to, this thing of that I don't want to defend what Kejriwal did and all that, and, asking for resignations. But in a democracy, in the past, it used to be if there was a railway accident, the railway minister resigned more than once. But those days are far, they are in the past. They are gone. But today also, there is an outcry that Dharmendra Pradhan should resign. Sonam Wangchuk is on a hunger fast in Jantar Mantar. Now, that is all part of democracy. That you ask, but it's up to Dharmendra Pradhan to decide, do I go on moral grounds or not? It's for the Prime Minister of India to decide whether he should get rid of him or not. That is at the moral level. But if you put a legal thing, 30 din unko interrogation ke liye rakh do, uske baad
legal thing then applies to all, including the Prime Minister. And the Prime Minister is wanting, he's been pushing for this bill. So what is the problem?
Today one Prime Minister, tomorrow the other Prime Minister. I'm saying build safeguards for all. Given the position, this is not to protect them to continue if they've done wrong. I'm not making a case for that.
Karan,
I'm saying go for charge.
Nirja ji just mentioned, Nirja ji needs to make a distinction between perception and hard facts. There can be a perception that I find a certain minister incompetent. Yeah. That doesn't mean that minister is bound to resign after that, right? Yes, we can build pressure, we can talk about it. But if there are charges, that's hard data. Those are charges presented in a court of law where you are given custody. So we can't really equate between the two. It's not at a moral level then, ma'am. It's at a legal level and it's not good for governance. It's the people who matter eventually.
Mr. Mondal has taken a safe stand. He says, I backed the bill, and he's sitting quietly. Mr. Meka, will you ask your leadership to reconsider? Or just tell them that let's do what Rahul Gandhi said in 2013?
See, we know what this government is at, and the way in which the institutions and the agencies are used as witch hunting mechanisms against the opposition parties, And this bill is seen as an extension of that process. We have no problem if we have enough confidence on the institutions and the people who are running these institutions.
Okay.
Do we have that confidence in the Republic of India?
Okay.
Mr. Meka, with folded hands, you said we misuse institutions. So do you think Laluji was wrongly convicted? Be very careful because first conviction happened.
How does that matter?
I'll tell you why. I'll tell you. Because Lalu was first convicted in 2013. We had nothing to do with it. He first went to jail in 90s. We were not in power. The first time, by the way, JMM got convicted was when your government was in power. First time when Samajwadi Party leaders were facing charges, your government in power. First time people like, large number of A. Raja, etc. went to jail, your government in power. So please tell me how we misuse agency. आज भी वही करप्ट है जो उस समय करप्ट है. मेका जी मेरा एक सवाल है, 5 बार लालू जी कन्विक्ट हुए. इज ही कन्विक्टेड करप्ट, यस और नो? चलो लेट्स टेस्ट फ्रॉम देयर. कन्विक्शन तो मानते हो ना? बोलो कन्विक्टेड है, करप्ट है कि नहीं लालू जी?
He is convicted. That's a
and
fact.
Sir, you are in alliance with that convicted person and his party.
There you go, sir.
He shares stage with your senior leadership.
Ask IP Singh if he's corrupt. He'll say
IP Singh ji, लालू यादव करप्ट हैं, कन्विक्टेड हैं?
नहीं.
आप कोर्ट्स में मानते हैं?
भाई जिसकी लाठी उसकी भैंस.
अरे 2013 में किसकी लाठी थी?
नहीं, दोष गोसाई
चारा खा गए.
ये देखिए, एक बात ये बताऊं कि मुझे ये प्लेटफॉर्म पर ये नहीं कहना चाहिए कि जितना दोष बीजेपी का है, सत्ता में जब कांग्रेस थी उसका भी उतना ही दोष था. और श्रद्धेय नेताजी,
ये जो आप बीजेपी कांग्रेस को एक मिनट अलग रखिए, एक मिनट सुनिए. आईपी सिंह जी, कोर्ट्स तो अलग है ना सर, वो तो पॉलिटिकल पार्टी नहीं है ना. अगर कोर्ट ने कन्विक्ट किया है उसके बाद भी आप कह रहे हैं कि वो कन्विक्टेड नहीं है, तो अयोध्या केस पे भी फिर आप बोल दीजिए कि आप नहीं मानते सुप्रीम कोर्ट के जजमेंट को.
राहुल गांधी जी का जो कर्तव्य था, उन्होंने उनको फाइनली जेल भिजवाया. तो ये तो पूरा देश देखा है कि कांग्रेस ने समाजवादी पार्टी के साथ कैसा व्यवहार किया है. ये तो इतिहास में दर्ज है.
मीका जी को डांट रहे हैं आप.
भैया झूठी केस, मनगढ़ंत केस. अभी क्या हुआ, 2022 से पहले बीजेपी की ईडी सीबीआई उत्तर प्रदेश आ गई.
एक्चुअली आईपी सिंह जी को पोस्ट डिलीट करने का प्रेशर होता है तो वो टीवी पे आके बोलते हैं कि ये तो डिलीट नहीं होगा.
वो बीजेपी का आदमी था. आज हमें पैसे की जरूरत हो, पैसे हमें दिला दो.
Okay, Mr. Meka, don't laugh. He's exposing the Congress party. You're laughing, Mr. Meka. Please, for the sake of your leadership. Now, one question, Mr. Meka, and then we move on to the other topic. Okay, Mr. Meka, just one question. Why was Congress party wanting Kejriwal's resignation?
We are asking for the resignation because there are serious charges and he went to jail and we are in the opposition. We need to play that role. That's what we did.
How Lalu got convicted during your tenure. Serious charges Congress is saying against Kejriwal.
Forgotten, then Sonia Gandhi and Sunita Kejriwal sat on one stage
the platform
and said, "गलत है, उसको जेल से बाहर निकालो."
Okay, Mr. Meka.
None of these people are serious. Only Nirja ji had some legitimate points.
None
of them. They are all with criminals and corrupt people.
Which is why,
they are all band of corrupt criminals.
She knows a thing or two about prime ministers and how governments run, and which is why we had Nirja ji on the panel. But